All right, I think we're live. All right, hit me up in the chat. I know I'm late, but let's see. Yeah, wait, it's Friday night, so everyone's out partying, right? Partying, waiting for the Shohei Otani news, all that good stuff. So I'm just going to send out a quick link to the Twitter machine here. You call it what you want. I'm gonna call it this. Let's see what's going on with Twitter. All right, and let me do the other one. It's 2080. It's weird they got X on it now. I'm still not used to that. I still call it Twitter, and I'm good with that. Maybe call it X Twitter. I don't know. All right, so we're here. I don't see anyone out there yet. That's okay. Oh, there's one. Okay, cool. Let's get rolling. We see a million rumors already right now with talk of, trading for this guy. Oh, wrong glasses. Need my other shades on. They're bifocals and they hide my beady eyes better. A little bit of vanity. But we have all sorts of rumors, and of course the Dodgers have this huge plethora of young pitchers, and pitchers that every team should want, straight up. And we go right now with the pitching staff. It's probably led off by Miller, then Buehler, or Bobby Miller, Walker Buehler. Let's get their full names out there. For the algorithm. And then we have Ryan Pepiot, Emmet Sheehan, and Ryan Yarbrough. Is that it? But then also we have, underneath, we have Gavin Stones, Michael Grove possibly. I'm not sure what they're doing with him, if they're going to go with him in the bullpen or in the rotation. I just think he just give that man a chance. And he had some decent opportunities last year. And then they got River Ryan, Landon Knack, Nick Frasso. Yeah. Hey, Steve. Hepatitis. There we go. Let's go Dodgers. Toronto's starting to scare me for Otani. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute for sure. But looking at the rotation, right now I see obviously Miller's in there. Buehler's going to be in there for limited innings. And then Pepiot earned it, and then I think Sheehan has earned it. I think they all belong on the Major League roster, and they're all ready to help right now. I think Frasso, Knack, and then Ryan are coming up after that. I think, though, that I look at it, I go, okay, last year we had 10 starting pitchers going into spring training, and by the end of the year, very few were healthy. Every one of them took a turn on the disabled list or injured list or minors, or a lot of time in the minors. Some are not in the organization anymore. Some were traded. Some were did stupid things. But at the end of the day, they ran out of pitching. And I don't want to see them run out of pitching again. So let's keep Emmet Sheehan and Ryan Pepiot for sure. We already know Bobby Miller's not going anywhere. But we hear these trade rumors for Dylan Cease, Corbin Burns. And you know what? I definitely want Corbin Burns. Dylan Cease, if he's not the top guy, if we sign someone better, great. But, even if we trade for him, I don't want to trade either of these guys, either of them, because they're going to contribute in 2024. And you cannot sit there and go, well, we're going to trade all of our depth. You got to have some depth. So I want to keep the depth. I think it was Casey on Dodger Daily, Casey Porter on Dodger Daily. I was looking at one of his tweets, and he said, and it was a really good point, don't trade the irreplaceable. And he actually has Nick Frasso's fastball as irreplaceable, which is interesting. And I'm not going to disagree with Casey on that. Casey's very knowledgeable, and he's seen more of Frasso than I have, that's for sure. But I don't know if Frasso's ready to contribute right away as a starter. I don't know. But I do know that Pepiot and Sheehan should be as part of a 6-man rotation, or maybe part of a 5 if you have to go, if you want to go with 5, but you're limiting Buehler, you could do some of the piggybacking and all that good stuff. So, I wanted to get this started with that take of, we got to keep these guys. I think it would be unacceptable to trade them because you're still, right now the team is not deep, and to trade either of these guys would mean that you're just trading one good thing for another good thing, but you're still weaker. So you're gonna have to go deeper into the system to make these trades. So any of the other guys, they're probably blocked a little bit. You've got to be, and you're not going to trade them all, obviously. So they have to make decisions. Kyle Hurt, I keep forgetting Kyle Hurt. I don't know why. Probably because I think he's just going to be an awesome closer someday. But they have to go and they have to keep some of these young guys, the ones that are major league ready, like right now to contribute in 2024, need to stay on the team. You can't have too many, but you got to keep some of them. And let's keep, I think the ones that showed the best during the season should definitely be kept at the top. Let's see. So that's kind of the topic I wanted to talk about with those guys. So let's go to the chat. Let's see. Okay. Eric, hepatitis C later Toronto is starting to scare me for Shohei. I think it's just getting loud chatter. I don't know. I still favor the Dodgers 60%-ish, maybe more now. Eric Kwan, later if they move Bo Bichette and Vlad Jr. Yeah, they don't have unlimited like the Dodgers do. I'm just being honest. Dodgers have unlimited money. And then Hepatitis writes back, yes, they might look to trade one of Bo and Vlad if they give Otani $550. That could concern Shohei if they do trade them. Yeah, I mean, if Shohei is going to go to a team that's just swapping out, I mean, if you look at, trading Otani for Bo and Vlad, and I know they get players. That's something you'd have to really think about for a minute. I think if they want to make Bo Bichette available, Dodgers better get in on that. If they do get Otani. And I just don't think they're going to. I think it's going to be the Dodgers. I really do. But I'm no expert. I'm just reading the tea leaves as much as y'all are trying to do. Last I checked, keep checking my phone, and Friedman is not leaving any messages. So Andrew Friedman, anytime you want to call, we can chit chat about this, and you could let me know what's going on. But he just hasn't done that. I just don't know why. Let's get the campaign to get Andrew Friedman to give us a call here. He could call. I'd even give him my regular number, but the public number is 626-817-2080, as in 2080. So anyone can call, leave a message, text that. I check it every once in a while. It's a Google Voice, so it won't bother me. It's on the website. It's on the homepage for YouTube, or on the channel homepage. Let's see. If Eric Kwan, even if they get called up, they could be on an innings limit. Very true, and that's why you got to keep a lot of these guys, because we already know that Buehler's going to be on an innings limit, and I would expect they're going to be a little bit careful with Miller because he went very deep, by far his most used season. Pepiot probably, hopefully not. Sheehan, I could see, he's still really never pitched a ton of innings. So I could see Stone, all those guys being on innings limits. So they might heavily use the injured list or some options. But I think just to keep healthy arms available and ready for October, I mean, literally the Dodgers ran out of pitching. They started a guy in game 1 that wasn't healthy. They started a rookie in game 2. We should have started game 1. That's where they were at. And then they started Lance Lynn in game 3. They can move Bush and Vargas. That's true. I'm hoping, I think that it depends on how much Betts is going to play second. If that guy's going to play a lot of second, that's not good for Vargas. For both Bush and Vargas, if they can get some time in left field, that would be great. But, I look at this like, shoot, man, poor Vargas last year, broken thumb, and then learning a new position. Whatever, right? Hey, kid, just go do all this stuff. And in Impact, I'm making excuses, I know, but sorry. Real quick, someone comment on the sound. Just make sure I'm paranoid because it's been off and on. Someone could just drop something in the chat about, give me a 1 from 1 to 10, how the sound is doing for you guys. Yeah. So some of the thoughts today, I mean, it's one of the, like the other days, right? We're scrolling, we're refreshing, log jams and positions that not every young player gets opportunities yet. Okay. Thank you, Hepatitis. Thank you. Appreciate you. 10. Thank you. All right. Very good. So I got that down. Trying some new tech, trying to get another camera going, but I can't get, the inputs aren't good. It's kind of messed up. Sheehan, what's up? But so I did put out, let me go to this. Let's see. This tweet. I had a tweet. I want to see where y'all are at regarding pitching. And sorry I missed last night, but I texted out. My son did call me, and that is the priority. So my son in Austin gave me a call, and that was great. We talked for about an hour and a half. Okay, here we go. Danspiration, voice of reason. If we don't get Otani, we literally have $80 million to spend on a variety of players. Haha, you see this. Yamamoto, Glasnow, Rosarena, bring it. Or is Juan on the Bleed Lows podcast calls him Rice Arena. And if it took me a minute because I don't speak Spanish, but I know a little bit. And we could even get JD Martinez back, so why worry? Plus Josh Hader. See, I'm with you. I mean, I want Otani, and it's maybe more of just getting in the hype, but you give me Yamamoto, Razor Arena, Glasnow, JD, Josh Hader, that's great. So a hot take. My hot take this morning was, I hope you guys can see that. I'm going to try to make it bigger here. View, zoom in. There we go. All right, my hot take of the morning. Signing Jordan Montgomery and Lucas Giolito would be a huge W for the Dodgers. I'll change my mind later, which I always do. And I'm already kind of, if we get those guys, so let's say we get Jordan Montgomery, Lucas Giolito. Jordan Montgomery goes near the top, right? He's our 1, 2, 3-ish, amongst Buehler and Miller. And then Giolito goes, he's like a 4 or 5. So all of a sudden, we have a good 6-man rotation. If you go Miller, Buehler, Montgomery, Pepiot, Giolito, and Sheehan. And then you still have, you haven't traded it. You haven't had to make a trade, so you still have Landon Knack. You have Gavin Stone. You have River Ryan. You have Nick Frasso. And you could use them for further trades if you wanted to do that. Just like if we sign Yamamoto. But I'd like to get these guys as much as I can through free agency and keep some of the depth and maybe trade some of it in the position market to get another bat, like a Rice Arena. I love that. Juan's classic, man. So let me know what you think about that. I know Giolito's not a huge favorite. I think they can do something with him. Oh, look, there's Eric Kwan right there, man. Thank you for that. Like in the post. This chat's been really good. This not gritty and not underdog bad Dodgers. There's and people are seeing this, that, someone's, Alden Gonzalez saying that he might be going to the Jays. I don't know about that. I don't know, Alden. Let's see. If LA signs the top of the rotation arm like Yamamoto, do you think they'll still go after a guy like Giolito? Yes. How many years is Montgomery going to get? 4 or 5? At least 5, maybe 6. You're going to overpay for pitching, but it's like, do you want to overpay with finances or do you want to overpay with prospects? And as a prospect hugger, you know where I'm coming from. Friedman is offering all these pitcher short-term deals. I think Giolito wants to be a Dodger enough to consider a shorter deal, and he should. Maybe there's some opt-outs with Giolito. Montgomery, he's just going to get paid. Guys like Snell, they're getting paid. We're not changing that. Let's see what's going on. Just all this. Rest in peace to the Pac-12. I remember when it was the Pac-8. It's insane how things have changed, but that's just part of the way it is, right? Things change, and some of it's good and some of it's not so good. I kind of gotten tired of college football and college basketball because everyone's gone so quick. And Friedman's he's going to try to get all he can with these short terms, but he's not going to. If he's going to play that game too hard, he's getting nobody. Because the price of pitching, which it's actually, believe it or not, I thought Sonny Gray's contract was pretty reasonable, $3.75 with some type of a fourth year option or whatever, which I think could make it $4.90. I thought that was reasonable. I know he's 34. I get it. So I do think that the price of pitching is high. To get Montgomery, they're gonna have to go. It's gonna have to go hard if you want to get him. But I see a guy that performed well in the playoffs. He's been good for a couple years now. I think it's time to go get him or someone like him. I think he's not Yamamoto. That's still Yamamoto is my number one pitching guy right now. Probably followed by Snell, and then I look at Montgomery. Snell is just so shaky for me. I think he's going to cost a lot of money. He had a lot of help with some good defense behind him, things like that. So, and he will not, if he's on the Dodgers, that defense is not going to be as good. We will have Max Muncy at third base. Rest in peace to that defense. So, Severino got $13 million, right? Hepatitis, yep. Got after being one of the worst pitchers in the league. Insane, right? So if Severino got 13, I mean, that's what Syndergaard got last year, but his year was way better than Severino's coming off it. Severino, I think, has got a huge upside, but he was bad. He's been bad, and he's been hurt. So good luck. That's what they want to do. But the Mets, they throw money around on candy, but if you want the guy, you got to go pay the man. Again, it's just money there. They're not giving up a draft pick or anything. So even though they probably get hit with some luxury tax money on that, why not? Why not? You've got the money, throw it around. Do you want to win? A friend of mine, I was at work, okay, and took about an hour because a friend of mine who's from Ohio, and we'll talk about an Ohio player in a minute. He was asking, him and another guy whose son's getting recruited not recruited. He's signed to the USC. Kid's name's Anthony Paratano. He'll be there next year. But we were talking about, they asked, hey, Magic Johnson, isn't he still an owner? I go, yeah, but it just seems like he's just lost that the will to win. And I think there's some guys on the team and in the organization that are just, it seems like me, and I'm appealing, I'm looking at their motives, I'm mind reading, so it's terrible analysis in that way. But it's just that feeling. And so I'm really not making accusations, but I'm saying just doesn't have the feeling that they just are pretty darn content. Everyone's getting their beautiful wives and their beautiful kids, and they're fat and happy. Some guys fatter than the others, and it's not there. And I even I look at, people talk about Mike Trout, but, Mike Trout, man, he lost his best friend and his brother-in-law. It's the same dude to suicide. And it makes you think, is it worth it? Is it just better to go, hey, I'm just living my life? And I sometimes wonder about that. This is, okay, a hot take right here, man. Dan Inspiration, pay me Dodger dogs and season tickets. I can pitch and give up 45 home runs like Lance Lynn. Yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah, I don't think they hit 45 off of me because I don't have any velocity. It'd be like hitting off a tee with me. But and my shoulder would fall off after about 10 pitches just trying to get it over the plate. I've got nothing left in my arm. Yeah. I think the Dodgers, if they had more time, could have done more with Lance Lynn. There wasn't enough time to fix him. I think if they get Giolito and they work with him and work on a game plan, I mean, he was doing fine before he got traded to the Angels. My guy Ryan Fala thinks that he might have been tipping his pitches, so that would make some sense. Better Rich Underhand. Yeah, there you go. Still better than Lance Lynn. Yeah, at least there's not. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he's just throwing, just that perfect pitch that they're just waiting for. I mean, my goodness. And, I think a lot of podcasters now are using that. Oh, Lance Lynn just gave up another one. I know Doug used that. I saw Juan use that on the Bleed Lows characters, man. Those guys are both really good at their jobs. Yeah, watch those guys. And some of you guys were out there too on the Bleed Lows last night. Cody Snavely, who I recorded with the other day, on his channel, he was on last night with them. Amy Cuevas caused a little bit of commotion. I like Amy. Amy's good people. She said, let Frisco get Shohei. And she's basically saying, hey, get other players like that. I don't disagree with that. I think I still want Shohei. So don't get me wrong there. She's kind of anti. Just let him go and get some other people. But it's a good point. It's legit. It's a legit point of view to go, let's take all that money and combine it. You think the Dodgers media will be a negative in Shohei's decision? He won't be able to hide like he did with the Angels. Yeah, he will. He will. It's the same guys. Dylan Hernandez goes to Angels games and Dodger games. And Plaschke, the same guy. They're the same guys. I'll be honest. First of all, I've gotten to know some of the guys in the Dodger media, and I really like them. I think that Juan Toribio, Fabian Ardaya, Bill Plunkett, Michael Duarte, J.P. Hornstra, those are good. I like them. And they're good guys, and they're not out trying to get people. They're not the New York media. So I think he's pretty safe with them. The guys like Plaschke and Dylan Hernandez like to do their thing. Jack Harris too, another good one. I haven't really interacted with him too much, but very pleasant when I have. And then, Claudia and Marie, and just some really nice people. They're not gonna go after him. Shohei does his thing. It sounds like he mostly doesn't talk except when he pitches. So that'll be interesting to see when he doesn't pitch. Let's see. Seriously, Colin Kaepernick would accept $5 million a year to pitch. He throws 91, and I'm sure he can do better than Lynn and Severino. Yeah, but he's only pitching from one knee. Oh, did I say that? Dodger staff will let him do what he wants. That is true. And I think that's a problem. I think the Angels did that with him, and I think that's one of the reasons he got off a program and his arm got hurt again. there needs to be a little bit better control. The Dodgers do treat their superstars like superstars, and that might be one reason he wants to go. I hope the Dodgers promise him that he decides when he talks to the media, promise whatever. Yeah, I know. Tebow. Oh, Tebow. I got to tell you something, man. I love Tim Tebow. He's one of my all-time favorites. I got to admit that. He's a good dude. I know people that have met him, and he's the real deal. Born in the Philippines, so which is an interesting story in itself. His parents are missionaries. Yeah, they will promise whatever. They're going to do that, and they'll stick to it. The Dodgers will. This is not a place, Los Angeles. They get the couple guys that like to go out and ruffle some feathers, and it's always interesting to be in that dugout for Dave Roberts' pregame, and you got Dylan Hernandez on the side, and there's a friendly banter there. That's Dylan. I haven't really met Dylan. He just comes and then goes after he's those and stuff. But I don't mind him trying to get some stuff. It's his thing. And same with Plaschke. I haven't met Plaschke either. But they're in general, they're just there to do their jobs. Juan Trebio writes, on the MLB side, he took Ken Gernick's job. Ken Gernick was a classic. He was there forever, if you remember. And Juan does a great job and super friendly, super nice. And I guess he can drill threes, so doesn't need to do what the Brewers did with Toronto and with Heyward in 3 years when he's top 10 prospect. I agree. I'd like them to. I want to keep some of these guys, man. I don't like this 6 years and gone like Seager. And I got a bad feeling about Will Smith. Keep these guys around as much as you can. Make them lifetimers. And it's a bit of money. It's a little risky. Both sides are taking the risk. So it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of fair. Yeah, Heyward, man. I'm excited about that. Gosh, we'll get him in a year or two at Rancho. So be ready. I'll be ready. That's for sure. I'm going to take a quick look on Twitter while we're looking for more chat. It's just I'm searching, man. I'm searching. What do we got? Nothing. Maybe tomorrow we get something. Because we didn't get anything yesterday or today that was really of substance. I think part of it's because they're all flying out today and tomorrow to Tennessee. Nashville, I believe. Now, I don't have the In-N-Out there in Nashville yet, but it's coming. There's also going to be one in Idaho. But there was something where Shohei Otani favors. He's a big fan of In-N-Out. There was something about that. There's people on Twitter so darn good. There I am. Let's see. So here's my boys. That's my youngest. He's in Florida right now. That is probably someone y'all recognize. This is my oldest. He's in Austin, and there's me about 50 pounds heavier. And then, of course, that is me thinner. I'm not that thin right now with Diego Cartaya. Where was that? It was really clever, I thought. Sorry about... here we go. Here's one of them. Huh? Favorite American food is In-N-Out Burger. And then the Pièce de Resistance by Gonzo and RBW. In-N-Outs in America, 387. In-N-Outs in Canada, 0. And then I guess this is appealing to the 3-year letterman. SEC champions in America, all of them. SEC champs in Canada, 0. I think we know which country is better. Stay in LA and play for the Dodgers. Amen. See, that is fire. Yeah, there hasn't been any news for days. I know, Steve. Man, Steven, just Sucks. Sitting there just scrolling. Yeah, we had, yeah, Yamamoto was at the Lakers game. That was like last weekend now. Here's a good bet. Is Otani going to hit more home runs, or is Lynn going to give up more home runs in 2024? Oh, Lynn's giving up more, I think. I don't know if he gains anything really by going to St. Louis. I don't know if there's anything special there. There's no prior lab that I know of there. So I think that I think that'll be interesting. I think that'll be really interesting. We should, you know what? Let's track that. We should. I'm gonna let me create a little note. I think that's pretty funny. I want to get a little tracker. Let's see. But we're only tracking though if Otani's a Dodger. I care less if he's not a Dodger. So Otani versus Lynn. All right, here we go. I'll do that. We'll I don't know. We'll figure out some type of a tracker or something like that. I think that'd be fun. Okay, Dodgers fan, tweet to Otani if he signs with the Dodgers, lifetime in and out. Okay, thing is, he can definitely afford that, can he? Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, timeout. If Otani loves in and out, then he and Jock must be best friends. Sorry, that's pretty freaking funny. I don't know, man. I got a feeling their order's a little bit different. Like Otani probably gets the Dutch style. What is it? The Flying Dutchman, which is just the meat and cheese with nothing else. And Jock's probably rolling in with 2 4x4s with everything on it, and then with the order of animal fries and a milkshake. You know, that's funny, man. Boards say Cleveland might trade Class A, but I doubt Dodgers give up much for a reliever. Yeah, I know. Okay. Oh, okay. So I did have a Cleveland friend. I asked him, "Hey, what's going on with Shane Bieber?" And he said, because we see his name. He's got one more year before he's a free agent. He said every year that Shane Bieber he outperforms his peripherals. So he's got not the best of the StatCast stuff, but he gets actual results. I actually do get the Flying Dutchman with just the meat and cheese sometimes. Just depends. I don't like that lettuce too much. You should try double extra grilled onion and chopped chili. I've heard about that. No lettuce, no tomato. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not a grilled onion guy, but chopped chili kind of sounds good. Yeah, you can do stuff, and to be honest, their hot chocolate is kind of pretty freaking good. Even though it's water-based, it's pretty good. There's all sorts of things on the, that you can get. Just look it up, In-N-Out Burger's secret menu, and try some new stuff. All you got to do is ask. They don't have everything, but, like you could get, and I do this sometimes because that special sauce is pretty calorie dense. So sometimes I will get ketchup, mustard, and pickle. Just kind of a traditional style. People say the onion patty style is good. I heard about that. Yeah, I'm not an onion guy, but I've seen that. It kind of looks interesting. But yeah, there's or maybe invent something yourself. Get it on that secret menu. I'm just a huge In-N-Out fan. It's the best run business in America. It's just fantastic how they do it and the way they control things. And they're expanding, but they expand slowly. They make sure they have distribution all set up, so infrastructure ready to go before they start building their stuff. So it's pretty cool the way they do it. And they bring like a whole bunch of staff to train people. I've never worked there. I'd like to work there. Maybe one of my sons will work there someday. Maybe I'll work there. Maybe I'll stop the software architecture stuff in a few years and work it in and out on the side and do this when I'm, making a buck every night from videos. Still not making a buck. Let's see. Tell Otani if he signs, we name it all in and out after him. And in and out after him. You know what? Maybe the Otani flipping bat burger, home run burger, 4 burgers, animal style with fries inside the burger. There you go. There you go. That's kind of like the California burrito, but burger instead. Yeah, I just can't see going to Toronto. I really do see West Coast. It allows, people in Japan a different timing when they can watch his games. And it is closer to Japan. I know, it's a few hours, but hey, come on. If you're on a plane, a few hours, that does matter. It really does. So, yeah, I can't imagine. But, if he does go to Toronto, it better not be because of a nickel and diming. But if you see a contract that's like, $700 million, okay, I get it. Even if it's $600 million and the Dodgers don't get him, okay, fine. But if it's in that $500 million range, you got to get him. But I think Friedman's going to reel this one in. He doesn't like the cold weather. Yeah. Now they do play indoors, but it's also, you got to go across the border all the time. Yeah, I mean, I've never been to Canada. I need to go there. But yeah, you're going to have colder weather. But yeah, there is a dome, of course, but it means colder weather's outside. Can you take a walk outside? Freewood should make a pitch, say, we have the prospect to get any player you want to play with, yes, to win a ring. And that is true. I'd be surprised if Otani goes to Cubs. I would too. I think it's Dodgers, folks. I just do. I will be shocked. I will be more shocked if he does not sign with the Dodgers than, because if they sign him, I'm not gonna really be that fired up, because it's like I'm just expecting it. I got lineups in my head with him out there. I don't see him going anywhere else. It just makes too much sense. Then again, he may have something different he wants. I don't know. He's his own human being. As we can tell, he's very quiet. He doesn't let things in. I guess there's some article about his agent. I don't know if you saw it. His agent also represents Ben Verlander. However, I still am not going to follow Ben Verlander, and I'm not putting a notification. So Verlander may break it, but Passan will be right behind him. Yeah, if he chooses Toronto, they have to trade Bichette or Vlad or both. That's the thing. Why would you do that? Because I look at it this way for Toronto. Bichette and Vlad, they are Blue Jays, born and bred. You keep those guys. Those you build your franchise around. You don't go and make a move and get someone else. It's like I wish the Dodgers would have done that with Seager. Said, you're a guy. If he wanted to. Now, maybe he didn't want to be that guy. He wanted to go to Texas. But you handle that earlier in the day. And I don't know if either one of them has Boris. Just don't know. But I think that's just one of those where if I'm the Rays, that's what I want to do. People forget we have Magic Johnson. Otani will have ties to the Lakers as well. Yeah, give him some ownership, right? Also LeBron to help him with business, etc. We can give Otani so much more than a Toronto. Yeah, it's very true. It just depends. Does he want that? I mean, from what someone said, that the first 5 or 6 priorities in Otani's life are baseball, and so he wants to be the best. That's good. That's what it takes. He was blessed. Let's be honest. He's a freak. Like LeBron's a freak. Magic was a freak. All right, so I'm old enough to remember when Magic Johnson was beating Larry Bird in the NCAA Finals, glory. And it's like, wait, he's a 6'8" point guard? A friend of mine was telling me about that, and I'm in junior high, not middle school, junior high. Telling me, yeah, that Irvin Magic Johnson, 6'8" point guard. What? And then they win, and then the Lakers had they had let Gail Goodrich sign with the New Orleans Jazz. It wasn't the Utah Jazz at the time. The New Orleans Jazz. And with the compensation, they got the first pick in that draft. They got Magic Johnson. The rest is history. But, Magic Johnson was a 6'8", 6'9" point guard who, in Game 6 of the 1980 Finals, was the starting center, jump center for the Lakers. Had 42 points, 15 boards, 7 assists. With Norm Nixon at the point that game, because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had an ankle injury. Let's see. I really hope Otani doesn't pull the Rendon. I didn't want the Hollywood lifestyle. That's it. If he wants to. Literally all the players in the Dodgers are quiet and humble family guys. Yeah, almost too much. Some fans say they are too quiet. They are too quiet. They're good guys. And I think in the important things in life, they're doing the right things, right? Marrying their women, their girls, having kids, being productive citizens, doing charity work. They're good people. And a lot of baseball players are like that. Now, there's some guys out there that probably aren't living up to the marriage vows, and then there's people like, Bauer and Tatis and Clevenger that like to go with the groupies, and I'm sure there's plenty of that still going on. But, the Dodgers do, in some ways they're boring, but that's why you need an Arozarena to come in and fire some stuff up. If Otani won the quiet life, then the Dodgers would not even have the best odds or odds at all signing him. That means he is interested. And it is the quiet life. The press there is not rough. What's going to make it rough is the 100 Japanese extra reporters are going to be coming in, but they come in with the Angels. There's always a ton of Japanese reporters that are there with a mic in his face everywhere he goes. He's at batting practice, they're all out there. He's walking, they're all there. So that's going to happen anywhere. And so now if you were to go to the Yankees, the Mets, Phillies, then he's going to have a rough press too. But the Dodger press, I think, in general, people that cover it are fair. So that's what I would say about them. They're fair in general. And they're not trying to do something to get him in trouble. There's nothing going on in the locker room that's outrageous. I think Shohei will break the news himself. Maybe. It'd be cool if he did. It'd be cool if he, not the ESPN style, but just maybe a tweet. Or just a little video on Instagram or something like that. Just, saying, hey, I'm signing with the Dodgers. I remember Trevor Bauer tried to do that, and Heyman beat him to it. Easy solution. Dodgers can say sign a 10-year with a 2-year opt-out. Yep. If he doesn't like the spotlight, he can leave anytime. Yes. The Dodgers have no problem with opt-outs. They don't. And I could see them doing that. For sure. They would do that in a heartbeat, and that's fine. Then you can still re-sign him. I'm taking my talents to Las Vegas. He's going to go play for the Raiders or the A's. In what is it, 2028 they're going to play in Vegas, and they got, a few years of wandering around. Oh my gosh. I wonder what they're going to do with that stadium. I wonder if they're just going to destroy it. They probably should. I know they just saw it on Facebook recently. They're tearing down the Fontana Speedway. It breaks my heart. I saw some races. I saw a guy die there. 1999, rest in peace to Greg Moore. Saw some great racing there too. That was Greg Moore. That was 24 years ago. And I'll never forget it. Otani is single, right? I think he is. I think he's probably got his pick of the ladies. Big, rich, good-looking dude. Seems like a nice guy. Seems to love his pets. He's private, and that's I respect that. I think we all do. Friedman will not mind the many opt-outs. Correct. It'll be a very favored towards the player. That's for sure. But you know what? The dude's so good. He's worth it. He's earned that right to do that. And if Friedman really wants him, he's gonna do. He just has that dog. Yeah, maybe. He keeps everything quiet. Like Doug and I talked about a few days ago, or last week now. Friedman's not doing anything. He's having Otani. He just goes, "What do you want, Shohei?" That's about it. I think that's all it is. And they just got to decide. Dodgers should try and hire Ichiro as a hitting coach. Oh my gosh, I love Ichiro. I bet Otani would love that move. Ichiro helps him with hitting and translation. Yeah, Ichiro likes to he still speaks a lot, mostly Japanese. And these guys know how to speak English. They're fine. I mean, Darvish speaks it really good. I remember, he with the Dodgers, he was always getting translated. But I remember just a couple days after the disaster of Game 7, he was talking and he was being interviewed in English, and it was really, really clean. Ichiro's a legend. I think he's just gonna go and keep playing baseball somewhere, having a good old time. They should have had Nomo and Kuroda. Yeah, go to the Otani pitch to the Dodgers. Here's the problem: Nomo works for the Padres. Where is it? I'm going to do that one more time. Nomo works for the Padres. Hiya! Yeah. Sucks. Absolutely sucks. That needs to be fixed. But, the Padres do a really good job of going out. I think they're going to get Mr. Lee. Oh, was it Jaehoon? Gosh darn it. The center fielder, the slap hitter he just makes a lot of contact. They're going to get him. That's my big prediction. I don't even think it's a big prediction. I think they get him. He's buddies with Hassan Kim. So I think that happens. Kuroda, he just kind of vanished. He went to the Yankees and then just kind of vanished. He was a good pitcher, man. He was good. Nomo-san was awesome. I still remember staying up watching that no-hitter that he threw in Colorado. I think it's the greatest game I've ever seen. Getting a no-hitter in Colorado, that's still the only one. Mariners need Lee more than anyone. Yeah, probably. What are they going to do? The Mariners are such a weird team. Oh, my gosh, Hasagawa. Yeah, oh, my gosh. Look at that. Yeah, there's been a lot of Japanese pitchers that have come through, mostly pitchers that have been they've been pretty good. They've had some good ones. Fortunately, they dodged that bullet. The guy, he was with the Mariners, I can't remember, out of the bullpen, not a bullpen, but a starter. And he had him signed, and they failed the physical. That would have cost them Will Smith. Or it would have cost them Gavin. It would have cost that pick. I think it would have been Lux they would have lost. So, not like they did that much better with Scott Kazmir, but that was just money, and his arm fell off. But he started well. That was just a dumb contract, though. It was one of the worst moves they ever made, just because the Astros had traded for him. Yeah, they traded for him, and he was terrible for them. Kaza Ishii, yes. I remember seeing him pitch I think my first game at Petco down here is Ishii pitched. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was a big rain delay. That's why it was up so late. He walked 4 in that game. I think he only struck out 6. He didn't strike out a lot of guys, but just to not give up a hit in Colorado with the huge outfield, which it just, because the outfielders are playing either too far in or too deep. There is no middle ground in Colorado. You're just trying to, just hoping and praying they don't hit it in the outfield, and it just finds grass so many times. We see that whenever you go there. Pitchers, it's got to be so frustrating for a pitcher to go and make the good pitch. And Jung-Hoon Lee could pick Giants if they can't find it. Yeah, they could if they can't land a free agent. Yeah, that's a good fallback too, isn't it? Yeah, and the other thing is, I mean, we're seeing all the rumors about Juan Soto being traded, and I think the Padres really do need to get rid of him, and then they need to replace all the pitchers that they're losing. So, but they might be able to do that. Go, well, okay. So first of all, we're gonna trade Juan Soto and get some young pitching, and then we're going to maybe get a little something for Trent Grisham. Maybe they shouldn't have offered him a contract. That was dumb. Very overrated. And then I'm trying to, who else? Cronenworth is untradeable with his contract. Bogarts is untradeable with his contract. They don't have a catcher. Well, no, they have the young guy, Camposano. Yeah, Galarraga, Todd Helton, they did. Dante Bichette, those guys were legendary hitters, and no hit them was insane. And Castilla too, right? Vinny Castilla. Yeah, they were stacked. They would hit a lot of home runs in that ballpark. They played that ballpark really good. Thankfully, the Padres chose the wrong free agency class to splurge on. Oh, no kidding. They should have been fired. Oh, they had Larry Walker. They had Larry Walker that year, too. They got him in 95. And that Lance guy, too, on Colorado. Lance guy. I can't remember who that was. Lance. I just don't remember. But, yeah, they had their lineup, especially in Colorado. They're so dangerous. But, of all the guys in those games, the best hitter was Piazza, man. That guy just raked in Colorado. Just own that right field to right center outfield, the way he would hit. Lance Berkman, was he there when not for Nomo-san pitching the no hitter? No, Berkman was Houston. I don't think he was there. Larry Walker was there though. I could be wrong. We could look up the box score. Why not? Let's see. Hideo Nomo. Or as Hacksaw Hamilton call him, Hideo. Hideo Nomo, no-hitter, box score. Yeah, let's take a look. There we go. Let's turn that on. I think it's fascinating. Okay, so look at the Dodgers, man. Todd Collinsworth, Wayne Kirby, yeah. Chad Curtis, he's in jail. Mike Piazza, the dude. Fabio, Eric Karros, Morel Mondesi, Tim Wallach, Eli, Delino DeShields. Greg Gagne, and Hideo Nomo. And then Eric Young, EY, Quentin McCracken, Ellis Burks. He was good. Dante Bichette, Galarraga, Castilla, so no Larry Walker. That was good for him. Vinny Castilla, Steve Decker. I met Steve Decker. He's a scout with the Giants. Terry Jones, Jeff Reed, Nefi Perez. Yep, Bill Swift was the pitcher. Wow, flashback. Bill Swift was with the Giants before. Yeah, look at that. Oh, it was 8 Ks. Sorry, but 4 walks. Pretty cool. Definitely one of my favorite times as a Dodger fan. Yeah, Larry Walker didn't play that game. It was later in the season. The season it was over probably with them. Let's see. Link Berkman, they would have been a major threat for LA in the Shohei pursuit. Instead, they chose Xander. I know, and paying old pitchers. Right? Giving all that money to Yu Darvish. He still had another year. And then they lock him up for, was it 15 to 18 million per year? Let's look at the Padre contracts and make fun of them for a bit. Why don't we do that? It's just fun to do. It's almost a hobby now. Sorry, San Diego fans. I can't help it. And I doubt you all are out here anyway watching us. Let's take a look. So Xander Bogaerts, thank you very much. He's still got 10 more years at a luxury tax salary of over $25 million. Joe Musgrove, $20 million. Manny Machado, almost $32 million. Yu Darvish, $18 million for the next how long? Let's see. Dude's gonna be 37. So they signed a 37 guy who's gonna be 37 to an AAV for 5 years of $18 million. Great job, AJ Preller. You should be fired. Fernando Tatis Jr. With the one guy that had the Tits Jr. jersey, hats off to you. Suarez overpaid at 90. Jeez, come on. You're paying a reliever who's decent, right? He can be decent. But jeez, come on. Cronenworth, look at that. $11 million. Hassan Kim, that's the bargain right there. Matt Carpenter, too. Oh, you suck. Soto's not going to be $27 million. It's going to be more. Trent Grisham, they should have cut him. And, so that's a top-heavy team right now. Their salary for that, which includes estimated arbitration, they're already at $230 million. They have to make a move because look at that. The threshold's $237 million. That is one jacked up team. And living back, there was people that had, Preller jerseys. They had in Preller We Trust. The guy never did a darn thing. I mean, okay, yes, they beat the Dodgers. Fine. That happened once. Once does not make a legacy. Once just made him go, hey, let's try for some more. Let's make some dumb decisions. So, AJ Preller, thank you very much for being the most overrated GM that's out there. Congratulations. You did it. You win. Good job. So, yeah, that's brutal. So we can anytime you want to make fun of the Padres, let me know. I can't believe it's not get paid. I know. Pedro Martinez. So the 90s Dodgers teams, the terrible. So let's go back here. Sal, ¿qué pasó? Let's see. We need a lefty call up Ted Lilly. Hey, give us more Yamamoto, Sal. I'm in. Sean, my first Dodger game was the day they traded Piazza. Oh, no. Frank Sinatra passed away that day. It was a sad day for me. I tell you, that just rocked. Oh, man. What a disaster that ownership was that came in. It was Fox. And they just, man, they blew it. I was so sad when Piazza left us. He was traded, though. I mean, and they could have come back, but dude was legendary. He even made an episode of Married with Children. That's right. He was the camera guy that kept perving on Kelly. Anyone remember? I barely, but I used to watch early Married with Children when it first came out. It was one of the funniest things ever. My favorite episode was the Ferguson toilet with Al's obsession with getting a Ferguson toilet. It was beautiful. I like the '90s Dodgers teams. Yeah, I paid a lot of attention to them. Not one playoff win. I can't believe Dodgers did not keep Pedro Martinez. Probably the biggest pitching mistake they did not keep. Oh, probably the biggest pitching mistake ever. Close to it. Those are crazy high numbers. Yeah, for the Padres. Saddest day of days as a fan was when Vin Scully retired. Oh, I was at his last game at Dodger Stadium. There's a lot of tears. Yeah, the O'Malley's ownership. It was great. And the reason that they sold the team, it wasn't because they wanted to. It's because of the way what's it called, inheritance taxes worked. So you get a little bit of an exemption, but the kids would have had to sell the team anyway. So they made the proactive move. It just, man, it took a while to get the team in good hands again, till 2012, and the Guggenheim guys, which they're not perfect, but pretty darn good ownership team. Can't beat it. Nobody could be like Vin and telling stories about the players. Yeah. Love Vin for the amount of respect he showed for every single player. Absolutely. There's never another one. He was perfect. The best announcer. I know I'm biased, but I think it's pretty unanimous or close to it, that he's the best. And the way that I used to listen to him on radio as a kid, right? I'd lay in my bed with my radio. I lived a lot of my childhood was up in Long Beach up until I was almost 10. I became a Dodger fan at 8, but I started listening to the radio with Vin. And so, I had to go to bed by 9 or whatever. But if that Dodger game wasn't over, I was listening to it. So you'd listen to Vin, and Vin would do, his thing. He had Jerry Doggett. Then they added Russ Porter. They would do the post-game show, pre-game, all that. And, Vin could really paint a good picture. Vin will always he is the GOAT. We were spoiled by Vin and Chick Hearn. I was just thinking about Chicky Baby. His words eye view, right? When I listen to anyone else, it's a far cry. Yeah, and, I love Joe Davis. I'll be honest. Joe is extra special in his own way. He's not Vin. He's not trying to be Vin, but he is Joe Davis. And if you notice, he doesn't have a signature home run call. It's kind of cool. He has his own thing. He lets the moment come to him, and he doesn't screw up. Plus, I've had quite a few interactions with Joe. Joe Davis is the real deal. He is a very, very kind man, very generous with just of who he is. He doesn't have to be, but he is. It's time for Dodger baseball. Vin's voice in my head. I will never forget that. And I hope they never get rid of that at Dodger Stadium. You always need to keep that. 100 years from now, I hope they're still doing that. Anyone else listens to the radio or just turn on TV with no sound? We always wanted the simulcast. Sometimes they do a simulcast, and it was great because then you got Vin both ways. But then at the end, Vin was by himself on television. It was great. I watched old games all the time just to hear Vin. And, remember before Vin retired, they would do the simulcast on the radio for the first 3. And so, but then the worst words you'd hear, and now time for Rick and Charlie. No offense to those guys, but it's like, oh man, I want more Vin. You watch old games all the time just to hear Vin. Yeah. Andre Ethier. Yeah. That dude loved being a Dodger. He still loves it. Did you see the Yamamoto talk? Sal, let me know. What's going on with Yamamoto? Vin always keeps silent when someone hits a home run so you can hear the excitement of the crowd. It was amazing. Yeah, he really knew it. And I think Joe's learned a lot of that too. Joe's a real student. He's a real student of the game. And like I said, real good. Craig, ¿qué pasó? Good to see you out here. I know it's a late one, but hey, it's Friday night, right? Fortunately, I don't have to work tomorrow. Yeah, rough day at work. This infrastructure is not working. Yamamoto is up to like 5 teams. What do you got? Boston, Mets, Yankees, Dodgers, Giants. Yeah, all got some money. question is, and Cubs too, okay. All expected. They all should be in on Yamamoto. Any team that's got money needs to be in on him, and you got to be ready to overpay. Just got to do it. He's 25. I hope it's the Dodgers. I want, man, the ultimate W is Otani, Yamamoto, Jordan Montgomery, Randy Rosarina, things like that. Let's make it all happen. But, okay, yeah, I want to hear what Sal has to say. I have a bone to pick with WSA. He is ultra biased and gets offended easily if you disagree with him. Makes me not want to call in anymore. Feel the same about him. So I get what you're talking about. But I've interacted with Dave Vassay, and he's a nice man. I think Dave provides a really interesting perspective. It's like one of us. He's one of us. He's a fan. And he's an unabashed fan. He loves the Dodgers. He's loved them all his life. And so I think he likes being able to get to know the players. I get it. I totally get it. I've experienced a little bit of what Vassay has done, and I respect him. But yeah, I know what you're talking about with Dave. He definitely wants to cut people off. I'm in LoCal, San Diego area. I'm in enemy territory, or Dodger Stadium South territory. It's still ours. I can, I still don't know if Vassay knows me by name, and I'm fine with that. But he knows my face, and he's always very kind, and I know, sometimes the players kind of mock him a little bit, but he plays along, and he's a good sport with them. But I think he's got his dream job. So yeah, imagine if Shohei Yamamoto would 2 year, G-Lo to 1 year trade for Glasnow and Randy offseason. Would that be the greatest offseason of all time? That would be winning the offseason. Yeah. I always figured you'd be near one of the minor league teams. Yeah, the closest one, of course, is the Storm. So sometimes I'll go see the Quakes play there. But I'd like to go up to Rancho. It's home territory, better access because the players are more comfortable, and as long as you hate the Giants, you are with us. I'm not a fan of the Giants nor the Padres. That's for sure. Aren't you glad Buster Posey retired? Man, killed us. Yeah. He's a great player. I had a lot of respect for him. Glasnow's injury scares me. Yeah, me too. Well, just his durability. Just can he go more than 120 innings? Because he hasn't done it yet. Maybe he's ready. Sometimes I wonder, does he care more about how pretty he is? I don't know. I'm just being kind of a jerk there, but such pretty hair. He's got looks all perfect out there. Like, dude, just go out and pitch, man. But hey, thank you for giving up some big home runs in Game 1 and Game 5 of the 2020 World Series. We appreciate that. Let's see. Even though I'm an Angel fan, I'm honestly thinking Shohei might re-sign with us, and if he does, it'll be cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But in my opinion, he will show his competitive spirit. He'll probably waste away like Trout. It already won't change. I know. And, Ryan Fala, who's on my staff, he's really great with the minor leaguers, but he's an Angels fan too. And I've been friends with Ryan, met him in 2018, my first time working a game. So I feel I see it. I would like Shohei Otani to play on a winning team. And if the Angels if they were a winning team, he would have probably already signed with them. Can we sign Christian Walker so he can stop clubbing Kershaw? Yep. International signings start on, no, I think it's January 15th. That's what it was the last couple of years. Maybe it changed, though. All pitchers scare me. Yep. Long-term pitch contracts have a super high failure rate. Yep, they do. Yeah, the Garrett Cole contracts and even the Clayton Kershaw 7-year original contract, those are all very unique. They don't always end very well. So yeah, those are it. Well, in the Scherzer, his contract he signed with the Nationals worked out really well. There's exceptions, but there's a lot of failures. Madison Bumgarner, that was a W for us. Dodgers Zach Greinke was a great signing for us for the Dodgers. That was supposed to be a 6-year, but he opted out. Exactly. Shohei leaving means already sells the team for real, then I'll take that. Oh, man. I hear you. I'm a fan of the team. Same here. Not the players, but I still root for them, of course. Right. Yeah, same boat with the Dodgers for me. It's the name on the front, not the back. Who's the most consistent pitcher in the league? Right now, I'd say it's Garrett Cole. Dodgers linked to one of the top shortstops in the international period, Emil Morales. Good. We need to keep bringing in the shortstops. We need one of them to work out. If you want to go to the playoffs and compete, go to Dodger. Yep. Otherwise, don't say you want to win if you go to Angels. Correct. I think Ryu was one of the most consistent pitchers for about 8 years. Yeah, he was hurt, his shoulder. I'd like him back. I'd take him back on a year contract, with incentive based. Love that guy. Scherzer worked for the Nats. Yes, he did. And the Dodgers got to finish that contract. Yep, Garrett Cole. That guy is, even though he sounds like Kermit the Frog, both him and Jordan Peterson sound like Kermit the Frog. Let's just be straight up about it. You will never listen to them. Not everyone listens to Jordan Peterson. I don't mind him, but his voice irritates me. Garrett Cole, voice irritates me. They are Kermit the Frog. My name is Jordan Peterson. My name is Garrett Cole. Ryu and Puig were brothers. They were Ryu literally picking on Puig. Yeah, but the better duo was Ryu and the one, the only, the greatest of all time, Juan Uribe. There's some cool stuff with him. Of course, the whole Hanley and Ramirez with his Go Rebate stuff in the spring of 2014. If you go back into the Instagram of Hanley and go back on there, it's pretty fun. He had a lot of good times with, because Uribe come all pimped out to spring training. He's got his leathers, big cigar. All those guys had a good. They were fun. It was fun. They needed to be a little serious about baseball. Any Latin American pitchers Dodgers could sign? I don't know right now. They've had a lot of failures. Well, Yadier Alvarez was the biggest failure of all those, but I hate Hanley Ramirez who messed up Kershaw's perfect game. But you know what? Remember what's his name? Miggy Rowe saved his perfect game. So I get you. Hanley just wasn't that good of a shortstop. That was part of the problem, and that was in 2014. 2013, Hanley was special until Joe Kelly ended it. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but he ended it. Who has a better curveball, Kershaw or Koufax? Yes. Yes. Tough to judge. Very, very similar. I remember when Puig showed up to spring training one year in a 3-wheel car. Remember Puig also wanted to get a helicopter, but the airspace wouldn't allow it. Otani at $50 million per annum. Yeah, I knew what bothers me. If anything goes wrong, he'll be overpaid, and that's true. Can't go on that. No, I know what you're saying, man. Shohei Cobain. No, Otani. Yeah, I get you. I totally understand what you're saying, and again, not arguing with you at all. There's Yariel, something who's a Cuban really who pitched in Japan recently. Yeah. Didn't Doug do something about him recently? I think he did. I think he did. I think he looked kind of good, but were they projecting him at like 4 years at 32 million, something like that. So that's a lot for a reliever. Koufax was crazy. How much he pitched was insane. I know, and then his arm fell off. Dodgers signed Shohei for 50 million. They're getting way more profit on him to make up for it, and that's true. But if he does get hurt, all of a sudden a lot of things go. What's my best memorabilia? I'm gonna say it's a gold 2020 World Series gold quote game used jersey. It's only Brant Brown, but it's really cool. It's one of the official ones, and they also have a Chase Utley Jackie Robinson Day jersey that's very special. I wear that one. I don't wear orange jerseys much anymore, and of course, my son does have a Arizbel Arubarena practice jersey. I do have a Zach Lee spring training jersey, which I think I've worn once. And one of the guys that really likes that I've only talked to him really at one game, JP Hoornstra. If you follow him during games, he'll be looking for weird jerseys. And so I had a really cool conversation with him the one time that we worked together at the ballpark, and just in the lot. We spent like a half hour in the locker room just talking about jerseys. He was great. Just talking about the beauty of the baseball jersey and the baseball uniform, Little League uniforms even. I was telling about our Little League had, for the majors and above, with juniors, they had really nice replica jerseys. Let's see. Koufax curveball broke 4 feet. Ooh, you saw Koufax in his prime. Oh, man. Bob Nightingale's here. Bob, you were on Doug this morning. I saw that. You missed Chase Utley. Yeah, heck yeah. But I don't miss him playing. I miss that attitude. I only have a Nolan Ryan autograph I bought in '95. Oh, nice. How do I check if it's authentic? Yeah, you're gonna have to find an authenticator. That's interesting. I actually saw Nolan Ryan pitch in 1976 in Texas, and I have an autograph of his on some little autograph book. Let's see. Got Andre. He threw a Superman action figure. I got the Ryu Star Wars thing. It was pretty funny. Let's see. 73. Nice. I'm not the oldest. Kind of find a Blake DeWitt jersey. I'm surprised I don't have one. Because sometimes what I do is, they have the authentic jerseys near the press box. And I look for things that have certain patches, but I also try to get the cheapest ones. So I do have some, jerseys that aren't, big names. So it's just got the, like the Vin patch or the Newcomb patch or the Lasorda, Don Sutton patches. Let's see. Ryan, was it for? Yeah, I still have the ball in the case. Good. Yeah, yeah. I used to have some signed stuff, but I think those are gone. I got rid of all my baseball cards back in 1990. It's stupid. Yeah. Syndergaard Dodgers on clearance at Ross right now, yeah. And, when you do go to Dodger Stadium, you will see, the Jake Lamb jersey. You'll see a Syndergaard. You'll see just guys that are gone. And you can maybe get a jersey for $50. Yeah, they'll get desperate enough. And it's just, it's a nice jersey. It's cool to have. When I was a kid, I found a Barry Bonds Pirates baseball card. Lost it when my house burned down. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, you're okay. So I don't have my dates picked, but it's gonna be somewhere between the 9th and the 16th. So we will get to see each other. We should probably do some type of cross thing. Maybe we could work it out with Casey or something like that, and help each other's channel out. It'd be pretty cool. Especially if they sign Yamamoto, man. You're going to be ecstatic still by then. Let's see, 10,000 baseball cards, or 1,000, yeah. house burned down, lost all my cards. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know. Yeah, I sold mine. I got a decent amount of money, but I'd rather have the cards back. I have a ball homer off Lancelin, 1 of a million, so it's worth 10 cents. Yeah, we'll figure something out. That would be fun though. I really, I'm a big fan of pushing each other's channels and getting each other's channels. I just like to. I want to help with raising everyone's channel up, including my own. I'll be honest. I like when my numbers go up. I do. At the same time, I'd like to see other people's numbers go up too, because I think there's a lot of room for all of us. And I know a lot of you guys, including myself, we're around. Let's see, Belisari going for $130. Is that for his glasses? Let's see, 60 only televised Giants and a few other games less than 15. Yeah, it was like that. You didn't see that much. I mean, the only video, there is no video of Koufax's perfect game. It was all on audio, which is great because it's Vin Scully. 2-2 to Harvey Keene. I love that. I remember teaching my kids first about Vin, and talking about Dodger dogs and Farmer John. Oh yeah. Let's see. I wonder who has Marshall. Juan Marshall? Yeah. I mean, he was a Dodger for about a month. That was the weirdest thing. It's kind of cool. I liked Marshall. I wonder who has Marshall's bloodstained bat. Yeah. That was one of the worst things in baseball history. Should message Otani saying with dreams for him to be a Dodgers and have anything signed by him. My dying wish, and I have cancer, so make a wish for me. Yeah. Let's see. Not joking either. Stage 4 kidney. Ooh, 7 years. Don't know how many I have left. Wow. Hanging with stage 4 for that long? Holy smokes. That's good though, man. Keep it up. Keep that fight going. Let's see. They put out 45, which I bought. Yeah, I like the. Sometime I'll just bring my jerseys out and show them all. I think I like them. It's just, and probably I got too much. And when I pass, my boys, they could just do whatever they want with them. Some will be worth something, some won't. And some, I do have an Andrew Tolles 2016 playoff jersey. So that's one of my favorites. And I have a Uribe 2014 playoff jersey. I have a Matthew Ryan Kemp 2014 playoff jersey. Yeah, keep it up, Dan. I like Dan inspiration. There you go. Now I get it. Keep it up, man. Absolutely. Keep it up. My bottle stage 4, 17 years. Wow. That's amazing. Never give up hope. Yeah. The more going through all this stuff the last few years, I found that the people with the better attitudes really thrived during that time. I think attitude matters and a will. I'm not necessarily a power positive. I'm one of those, I think praying is good, but I think your attitude does impact your mental stability, and I think it impacts your health. But I'm not an expert. Yes, doctors say it's a miracle, but it's right to my back, and my back kind of breaking down. Ooh, causes side stomach pains, makes it hard to stand for more than 5 minutes or walk. Oh, yeah, man, still fine, man. But I don't like to use pity, but I keep positive. Yep, keep it positive. Just keep it going. Being an inspiration to others is a beautiful thing. Get a lot of jerseys off eBay. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, faith in God helps me. Yeah, helps me a lot too. Got a number 16 Louisville Slugger from 1914. Weighs over 40 ounces. They used big old bats, didn't they? Back to baseball. Let's get Otani. Yeah. But yeah, like Babe Ruth used a monster bat. The game was different. You know, I hate these tweets. Babe Ruth wouldn't even be a Division III baseball player. Well, of course not. And if you put any of these players back then, they wouldn't be either, because they'd all have part-time jobs. They didn't have the same workout things. They didn't have the same, training and everything like that. The way I compare players is I don't. I look at how impactful they were in their time. During Babe Ruth's time, he was the best thing that they had. Because, first of all, he was obviously a great hitter, an amazing hitter, but he also was a great pitcher. So if you want to compare, you can compare Otani and Babe Ruth and just go, they're both freaks. And people are like, well, Otani's done more at the same time. Otani's been a DH. Babe Ruth didn't have that option. So, they're both wonderful. Let's see, Babe Ruth, how the heck did he hit so many home runs with that big of a bat? Well, yeah, he was, again, different. They thought bigger bat the better, and it wasn't until later that they started really going to smaller bats. I do think Shohei signed during the winter meetings. I think it's happening soon. You have to compare in their time. Absolutely. That's what it's like NBA players. How impactful was Magic Johnson? Could he play today? I don't know. Would LeBron be the same player now that he with the same body? No. Back then? No, it's just different times. They're just different. You just go, I still think in basketball, no matter what, I just look at the time, look how impactful. Oh, Michael Jordan, jeez. But hey, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they just did things that were insane. Let's see. You have to compare. The strongest, most athletic baseball player of all time, I say, was Bo Jackson. Oh yeah. I watched Bo. I think I've told you people. I used to, like, his rookie year, the Raiders drafted him like 7th round. In my first time playing fantasy football, I drafted him real low, like last pick. But I almost won the season because that guy carried me. Then the next year I did the same thing, and he did carry me to the championship. But I watched all of his games whenever he was on the game against the Seahawks, and then there was a game against the Broncos that were just the most amazing things. And then you see still the highlights of him, walking up the fence. Come on. Or throwing a guy out, throwing Harold Reynolds out on a ball and deep in the outfield, and then throwing a guy out at first base, and it's just amazing. Bo is a freak and just really fun. I really wish he didn't get hurt because he was really fun to watch, but it was a short time. It doesn't make any Hall of Fame in terms of Major League Baseball or football, but he's the greatest athlete I've ever seen. Yeah. Were people saying he was going to sign before because he knows teams are waiting just for him? I think so, including like Yamamoto and Imanaga. There's teams that can't afford both. There's one team I know that can, and they're the LA Dodgers. Most beautiful left-handed bat swing, in my opinion, was Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, I agree. Babe Ruth teams won. They really did. And they were great. Deion Sanders was a very good two-sport player. Yes, he was. Deion, so there was a coach guy that he coached my kids named Bob Bafia, and he used to be a scout. And he says he remembers being at a minor league game, just seeing this one player, fastest player I ever saw, and he found out it was Deion. Do I keep up with the Lakers? I used to. I don't care as much anymore. I was a huge fan of in the 80s. I am still bitter about the 84 loss against the Celtics. That bothers me as much or more or close to, they're about the same with the 2017 Astros. They both cheated. My brother was PR director for Royals in the 70s and 80s. Bo's mom didn't want him to play football. And it was weird. My mom met Bo and cooked him dinner. Oh, neat. But Bo, he got screwed over by the Buccaneers. He was drafted, first pick in the draft by the Buccaneers. They messed around with him, which caused him to lose his college eligibility his last year of baseball at Auburn. Really pissed him off, and he said, I'm just not going there. Did you shake Bo's hand? Oh, my gosh, that'd be cool. Mom is, yeah. That's really cool, though. Those are the cool stories. Bo's just a big Southern boy. And really the greatest athlete we've ever seen. And it was really without a lot of extra that was there. I mean, he ran a 4.1840. He was a big man, very powerful. There was no one like him. I think the most talented football player I've ever seen. Obviously didn't play long enough, but fantastic. Let's don't talk about fried chicken and biscuits with gravy. You're making me hungry. Cause oh man, I gotta. Okay, so we have a breakfast place over here, and my younger one was out, and we went there with my parents, and he had their for breakfast. It's you can get their chicken fried steak, and it looked good. So my wife and I go there every Sunday after church, and I've had it the last few weeks. It's so good. And then with a waffle, oh my gosh. The good chicken fried steak with the right gravy will make you beg. Do you think Joe West will make the Hall of Fame? He's up for some committee for election. I hope not. I know he was big. But the problem with an umpire being big, that means he made it about himself too much. And he wasn't good. The best game I ever saw was the last game he umpired, Dodgers against the Cardinals in that wild card game, where he was like 97 or 98% accurate. I hope he doesn't make it. I just don't. He wasn't that good. I mean, we're going to put Angel Hernandez in just because he's known. Joe West made it too much about himself. Yeah, West Hall of Fame. But, they're just not that good. I mean, he's just a loud guy. There's, Emmett Ashford, I believe, is in the Hall of Fame, and he should be. He was the first black umpire. And then I liked Dutch Rennert, man. Dutch was my guy. He would just go, he's real loud. I remember sitting up at Qualcomm Stadium, way up there, watching him umpire. You could see him from the nosebleeds. Oh, there's a lot of guys that are bad, and a lot of these umpires are bad. I mean, now that we have those things, I think that Miller guy that was in the 2017 Game 5 World Series, Bill Miller, he sucks. I mean, he was sitting there ringing up guys on both sides. He called it a terrible game. Who has the best strikeout? To me, it was Dutch Rennert. Look him up. He was great. Yeah, if he makes the Hall of Fame, all right. I can't believe they would even consider West. I know, I saw that too, and it made me just. Are you kidding me? Stop playing these games. The problem with some of the national press is they play favorites too much. Just because someone was nice to you doesn't mean they were good. Just because they talked to you doesn't mean someone was good. I'm going to be a little controversial. It's absolutely insane that Curt Schilling is not in the Hall of Fame, and John Smoltz, Jack Morris, and a few others that are like that are in. Absolutely insane. They just don't like his politics. Don't go there. Don't go there. But they just, and he was probably a little short with some of them. Okay, so what? How was he on the field? I don't care, I'm sympathetic to. I'll be honest. I'm conservative, but that doesn't. I'm not going to go discriminate against. Someone because they're on the left. I'm pretty sure of some of the Dodgers that are on the left. I root for them all the same. Yeah, it's absurd. Yeah, these guys play favorite. They're just too soft, and it's like you can't let. I'm a little. I'm going to get on the soapbox. The fact that we can't disagree on politics anymore and still be friends in general is insane. I don't do that. I have very strong political views. I also have friends all over the place, and I think that's the way it should be. I used to be against Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, etc. in the Hall of Fame, but once they let in the great enabler, Mr. Bud Selig, I think you have to let those guys in now. All of them. A-Rod too, Palmeiro, all those guys. They were part of the system. Selig enabled all that steroid stuff. He knew what was going on. He didn't do anything to stop it. So, like the NFL, they say, don't just ignore that stuff. Just vote. And so I'm good about that. How do I feel about Pete Rose? So he's different because it wasn't steroids. In fact, when those guys were, quote, violating the thing, there was no rule against it. It was against the law because steroids are illegal if they're not prescribed correctly. But it's on the wall. Every locker room, every player knows it. Do not bet on baseball, or you are death penaltied. So he bet on baseball. So death penalty. And you can't recover from the death penalty. So I would never reinstate him. Just the way it is. And I'll be honest, he's a jerk. Met him as a kid. He's a jerk. If league doesn't enforce the rules, why then punish the players? Thank you. You said it. They let it happen. If they would have cracked down like they should have, they knew what was going on. It was going on for years. Canseco blew the whistle about that stuff a long time ago. They knew all that stuff. They didn't do anything about it. So if the players are going to, some of them say, the Jim Rome thing, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Shoeless Joe, I don't know what the real story was with him. I really don't know. I don't know if he understood what was going on. I really don't. And it's so long ago. History's lost there in some ways. Good question, though. Yeah, you met Rose as a kid. I never asked for autographs. Yeah, good, because he would have turned you down. Wouldn't have signed a baseball card for you. Sheffield is up for the Hall. I hope he gets in, even if it's a long shot. It is a long shot, but I think he belongs in. And hopefully the Veterans Committee or whatever they do in the future gets him in ASAP. I loved and Steve Douglas and I talked about it a week or so ago, and I think he insulted people, but nothing like an at-bat from Gary Sheffield. If you haven't seen it, if you're younger, go look him up. My brother told me to ask, and Rose almost made me cry. Yeah, he wasn't a nice guy. He wasn't. Yeah, I was like 15 or 16. Maybe 14. 78, 79. He just wasn't the nicest of guys. And, there's some stuff about him and some younger girls and all that. But that's not why. It's all because he broke that one rule, which is don't bet on baseball. He broke that rule. That's it. Because I was all for him. I was ready, even though I never was a fan of his, I was happy he broke the record of Cobb. I was, especially against Padres too. And so I thought, surefire Hall of Famer, had cards. But when he did that, it's like, that's it. Nicest guy is Kershaw in today's age. Yeah, there's I haven't, even though I've been in the locker room with Kershaw, never talked to him. I did talk to him at Rancho. He's a nice guy. James Outman, Ryan Pepiot, two of the nicest guys. Diego Cartaya. A lot of the Dodgers. There's a lot of really nice Dodgers out there. It was really cool to be able to ask Kersh a question during his rehab in 2022. It was special. It was really special. Yeah, the problem with Kershaw, when I would do the autograph thing, it's tough with the press passes now to go and one day to not have a press pass and go get autographs, and the next day have a press pass. So I don't really do it anymore. But and I'd see Kershaw, and I'd got a couple autographs from him on the field. He would just be careful with it. He would, if there was not too many people, he would sign because he knew that everyone wanted Kersh. Let's see, Max Muncy. Max is a nice guy. He's quiet. He really is. He's a quiet guy. I've once my main interaction with him was walking past him in the parking lot at spring training and doing that's about it. But he's quiet. He's also, when I've seen his interviews, I think the guy loves being a Dodger. I think he's grateful. I like that type of person. I think he's very grateful. Oh, Scherzer. He does look mean. He does. Well, he's a little psycho in a good way. I'm really happy we had Max Scherzer for a little bit. What other players outside of Dodgers do you like personally? I haven't met a lot of them. There's a guy in the Angels system. Starling, I can't remember his last name right now. He's one of my favorites. And then there's former Dodgers, of course. But the opposite. Players that I really respect. I mean, of course, Corey Seager. Yeah, Dodgers do have some great personalities. I'm going to say something about Mookie Betts. No matter what he wears, he's like the coolest dude. I'm serious. He can wear just coming out of the locker room. He's like the coolest guy out there. He's Fonzie, man. Dude is Fonzie. Let's see. What other players do I really? Yeah, some former players. I'm going to admit to Ken Caminetti. Brett Phillips, the laugh. Yeah, I like him. Ken Caminetti. To be honest, I liked Will Clark too, even though he was on that other team. I really like to watch him play. Ken Griffey, of course. One of my all-time favorites, back in the day, Luis Tiant and Al Roboski. I was a kid, I was fascinated with them. The Mad Hungarian, El Tiante, Fred Lynn. I liked watching the Red Sox. I really wanted them to win in '75. First of all, I was against the Reds, who I hated because of even though Johnny Bench cool. Rizzo, yeah. Bauer got a nice personality. Okay. He's interesting. Let's put it that way. I'm kind of drawing a blank. I do have some favorites because, Kyle Stowers with the Orioles, Cal Mitchell just signed with the Padres, Michael Mercado with the Phillies, because my son played with them or I coached them. So I definitely have some biases there. I don't know. I've become so Dodger focused. I don't have time to watch the rest. But there's plenty good. The Bird, remember the Bird? That was crazy. Man, poor guy that passed away with a car. Basically, was he a heart attack or a car crushed? I can't remember, one of the two. Oh, no way! My dad sold Roboski his house in case the only house he ever sold. Oh wow, the Mad Hungarian. That's right. He went from what? He was the Cardinals, and I think he signed with the. Then he was traded to the Royals for Mark Littell, I think it was, and then he was traded or became a free agent and signed with the Braves. Sean Green. Sean Green is my oldest favorite player because his favorite color was green, so he liked Sean Green, and finally got to meet him a few years ago during one of those tours that they do at Dodger Stadium during Fan Fest of the clubhouse. And so it was not a club. He just did a nice little thing and so he got to meet Sean Green. We had Bryce Harper and Corey Seager, those two lefties who can rake in October. It's nice to have someone that can rake in October, like Jocktober. Yeah, but what's interesting, I was talking to guys at work. Corey only had one good year with the Dodgers in the playoffs, and that was in 2020. And obviously that was a really good year. But, the rest of them, he was okay. There were some okay moments, but a lot of really disappointing times too. Craig Crumble ruined the Phillies season. Of course. Can't believe they lost. It really looked like they had it. Yeah. They bought into that, didn't they? The Kimbrel experience. Kimbrel, when he was, I remember when he had that 1 year with the Padres, and even from the side, man, he just looked nasty. And he had some, a couple good seasons with the Red Sox, and then really did start to crumble. And then, when he was with the Braves, he was, of course, one of the best relievers we've ever seen. So, yeah, I felt bad for that guy. I really did. At the Dodgers, that wasn't. It's not like these guys are trying to do bad. I think it's just awful for him. I feel bad for these guys. Another guy that I really liked was Tommy Kahnle. I got to interview him in 2022 briefly. He's doing rehab at Rancho. He was really nice. Yeah, he was really nice. He had that personality, bubbly personality. I do have, even though he was on that 2017 team, and he's on the Padres, is Musgrove. He, during the All-Star game, 2022, he held up, the stand up for cancer, and he held up a kid named Garrett Lavin. Garrett played for me in All-Stars. I coached him in All-Stars. And Garrett passed away a couple months later from cancer at the age of 20. I think he was 23 or 24. Friend of my son's, obviously. And the fact that he held that sign up was very touching. I know, because Garrett he did some of the Make-A-Wish because he had the cancer before, then came back. Musgrove somehow got connected with him. So I will always have a soft spot for Musgrove in that way. So shout out to Mr. Musgrove. October is a mirage. Even Ortiz had barely above average stats in postseasons. Kershaw still has a career 1.14 whip in postseason career and got robbed in 2017. Yeah, he did. He did. And then, being replaced by Pedro Baez, and Pedro would come in and give up 2 runs, and Pedro's ERA was 0, but what's his name? Kershaw would take those runs. Happened more than once. I remember it happened in 2015. Mattingly brought in Pedro Baez to replace Kersh, then it happened in 2016 against the Nationals. I'm picking on Pedro, but it wasn't his fault. He was brought in. Those are management decisions. And it cost Kersh a lot. I was talking to guys at work today, and they were asking about Kersh, and is he done? I said, well, I think he's done. He does have 56 more strikeouts to get to 3,000, which I'd love him to get. And I really hate the way he went out. I hope I'd like to be with the Dodgers. I don't think he's coming back this year. He's gonna have to work hard, really hard. And does he really want to? The guy's done just about everything. He just doesn't have that parade. And I really, it sucks. That 2020 team, I don't care what they say, that 2020 team was going to win the World Series. If they full season, they were going to win that World Series. That team they had a mission. If you remember that offseason, the whole Astros thing, the cheating scandal blew up. That was a pissed off team. They actually had a mission. They went and got Mookie Betts. So they were ready to win. That was a team that was going to win, and they fulfilled the destiny. I know it was a weird one. It was the weirdest this season. If you haven't read Tim, gosh darn, I'm so tired. The Dodger announcer, gosh, he's a good guy. I've talked to him so many times. The announcer, gosh darn it. I'm hating myself right now, but his book is fantastic. Dodger announcers. I just help me with the Dodgers announcers, Tim. I'm having old man disease here. Dodgers broadcasters. Here we go. Joseph Neverett. Thank you. Gosh. Senior moment. I'm sorry, people. That happens. Yeah, I would like the Dodgers to re-sign Kershaw. Just do it later. Don't do it now. Don't waste a spot on the roster. Just sign him in spring training. Put him on the 60-day. That's what you do. And say, however you want to train, go train. If you want to do it in LA, great. If you want to do it in Arizona, great. If you want to do it in Texas, go ahead. And if there's Tim Ollie, thank you very much, by the way. And I'm sure that he can get plenty of help out there in Texas. I don't worry about that. Let him do what he wants to do. Maybe he can come back and get those strikeouts in 2025. I just don't want to see him or anybody, Jason Heyward, Chris Taylor, Justin Turner, all these guys that have been given, even when they've been injured, or David Peralta ineffective, you go, oh, Dave's going to play him. And it's not just Dave. When I say Dave, it's a whole management. All the way to the top, all the way to Friedman. Oh, we got to play that guy because he's been there, he's a vet. Nah. Don't play it unless they earn it. And they got to earn it by not just, oh, he had a good ERA against the bad teams. No, he was effective because his stuff was good. That's why you start a Kershaw, or you start anybody, is because they're actually good. Not because they're lucky. Or not because they, quote, deserve it. No one deserves it. What is? Those players on the team, all 26 of them, deserve the best because some of those guys would really like that playoff money. And some of those clubbies would love to have some playoff money. And the fans, of course, we want to win. We want to win. Why are Dodgers thinking about Peterson after Heyward signings? That's the question. My question is, why'd you sign Heyward? Not great guy. I don't think he's going to duplicate his stuff, and he's not a postseason player like Jock is. Of course, he's a better defensive outfielder, but Jock's a better hitter. We need hitting, especially in the playoffs. So the Jason Heyward signing was stupid. Just gonna say it. It just doesn't make sense for the money, for taking up a spot and doing it now. Why now? I think it's because of Freddie wanted him, and so it's not. Again, it's not. If they're gonna put him on the bench, that's fine. But they're gonna start him. They're gonna play him a lot. Doc's gonna play him because he's Jason Heyward, and Jason's a great man. Yeah. And I hope Jason Heyward proves me wrong. So Mookie can play second. I know, but now that means that, we definitely are taking Vargas and Bush out of the second base territory. But even if you let's say you say we want Mookie to play second, great. Go trade for a right fielder. Go sign somebody. Or give the rookies a chance and then trade for somebody in July. Yeah, no, this is really good. It's a pitch to Shohei. We listen to our superstars. Freddie says, sign J-Hay. And J-Hay is a good speaker. He is. Jason Heyward is a great clubhouse guy. But like I tweeted last when he signed, they still got swept. That's where it ends up. David Peralta's a great clubhouse guy too. I saw it. I was only in the clubhouse a little bit, but I saw stuff. It just says, yeah. Vargas left, maybe. Bush third, maybe. I don't know. If they miss out on Shohei, then maybe Max goes to DH, re-sign Kike, have him and Bush trade off. Maybe Bush plays the first 7 innings and Kike the last 2, so you have your best defense out there at the end of the game. Something like that. Or maybe Bush and left. I don't know. Or I think one of those guys does get moved. I think it is Bush. But I'm not liking it though. I would rather give them a chance, but just by signing Heyward, that just starts taking at bat. It takes away 400 at bats or plate appearances for younger guys. I'd rather have DeLuca get a chance. Or you say, well, Randy Arozarena, come on down. Play right field for us. Happy Freddie, happy life. I know. Very true. They have their boys. Kersh has Austin. Mookie had JD. Freddie has Jason. And then everyone loves Jason Heyward. What about another year of JD if we miss on Shohei? Sure. I just don't. I don't know how much I want to lock down DH with JD because I think Muncy needs to be there at least some. If it's Shohei, it's a different story. I mean, because Shohei is yeah. Just look at the numbers. He's fantastic. Okay, here we go. I like this, Aaron Vaughn. Let's talk. A big trade is coming soon. It's going to be the pitcher plus outfielder combo trade, like Cease plus Robert. Oh, okay. Or Glasnow and Randy. Dodgers have too many MLB-ready prospects. Time to cash in. Peace out on that. You are right. Bush at second or third, yeah. But if they're going to play Mookie there, so let's talk about Bush at second. So Mookie is definitely going to play second against a righty because then they're going to put Heyward in right against the righty, which means there's no room for Bush unless they want to put him in left field. Now, if they put him at third, it's a different story, especially if Muncy goes to DH. The question is has Bush made enough progress at third base? It was rough for him last year. I need to see if Casey has any information. I don't know if Sal's still out there. If you know if Casey has, The if Casey has any updates on Bush on how he played at third. Let's see. Rather move Muncy to DH if we miss on Shohei. Yes, and they're blocked. Yes, they are. Yeah. And that's why that's one of the reasons you got to make some moves, is because these guys are blocked. Bush cannot go back. And I don't think Vargas should go back either. I think they need to stay up. Maybe they start the season on the bench, work some opportunity. And let's be honest, Doc does a pretty good job of keeping everyone moving. I know it does sometimes with platoons. I wish it wasn't straight platoons. I wish it was just more of a rotation going, hey, we're going to start Bush. I want to see Bush play more consistent playing time. I don't think he's played more than 3 games in a row. Roberts will put Taylor in left. Yeah, and it doesn't bother me that much as long as Taylor's healthy. Taylor had leg issues last year, but he actually got better once Kike came on board because I think it took some pressure off of him. I think, Taylor's kind of breaking down a little bit. He had arm issues the year before. He had some leg issues this year, but he's ended up playing well, and him and Kike should have both been in the lineup in the playoffs. Those were better bats. And but no. Got to go with our guys. Got to go with Peralta and Heyward. Is Shohei at the 4 spot? At the 4 spot to move, or where would he bat? I'm a big right, left guy. So I think for me, in my head, I would go Mookie, Shohei, Will, Freddie. Or switch Freddie and Shohei. Or just go, hey, you know what? Just suck it up, because Freddie and Shohei, it doesn't matter. Just have them 2 and 3. Or flip them. I don't know which one's 2, which one's 3. It doesn't matter to me. As long as they're hitting. We'll get more for Bush because of his big year. I agree. Vargas can be just as good, but the 191 and render lower return. Keep Vargas. Yes, you have to keep Vargas. I agree. I think Vegas and Cartaya should not be traded unless they're getting the value that they had last year. And I think you just ride that. And if it never works out that they never get their value back and they end up washing out, fine. I don't want to trade really good talent for another crappy lefty reliever or something like that, or a low A guy that who knows what. That's not what you do. Hold on to him as long as you can. Cash him out later. And the Dodgers actually did that with Matt Beatty. They held on to him quite a while and then got River Ryan. AJ Preller, you're the best. Thank you. Don't need CT3 and Kike, unfortunately. I think they do. I think they need that versatility. I think they bring a lot of flexibility to the team. I would like them both back. Sell high, buy low. Yeah. And that's why, if there's some prospects that they think are overvalued, trade them now. I don't care who they are. If they evaluate prospects better than all of us. So let's be honest. So if they value prospect A, and they go, oh, these other teams they're willing to give us a lot for a prospect that we don't think is going to be really that good, trade them now. But don't trade low on a prospect. You're better off riding it out. Oh, I like this too. I want Lux at leadoff. I wish Mookie's so stubborn. I want Lux at leadoff. That way Mookie can just focus on scoring runs instead of setting the table. Lux is more contact-based, could be 300, so he fits the leadoff. Oh, so then you can go, Lux, Mookie, Otani, Freddie. Ooh. I like that. Maybe against at least righties. Because they're going to platoon a little bit. But, yeah. I do like that a lot. The question, you got to get Mookie to buy into it. The dude's just comfortable in the leadoff spot. So there needs to be buy-in there. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Would Mookie buy in to batting second? Which, remember, they started him like that. And they were doing Muncy at leadoff, and they were really messing things around. None of that worked. And really, they got better when Mookie was leadoff, and he got better. And a lot of people say, it's just the batting order. It shouldn't matter. Just believe me. It matters. It matters to them. Lux, Freddie, Mookie, Shohei, Smith, Muncy, Outman, Vargas, Bush, not factoring trades. Yeah, and if you throw, let's just say they get a Rosarina, which is a dream, or Teoscar. All of a sudden, boy, that lineup gets really deep. Mookie having Shohei behind him in the playoffs will ease his playoff struggles. I agree. It's just he's got to buy in. He really needs to buy in. I like Mookie in any of those spots. It is. He has to buy in, and so hit Mookie fourth. He wants to hit homer, sure. Again, he's got to buy into it. Few less at-bats per year would help Mookie. He fades in October lately. He does. And frankly, I think him and Freddie need to sit more. They're both over 30. It just wears you down. Freddie doesn't do the team any favors by playing every game. Cal Ripken actually would fade almost every year by the end of the year, playing every inning of every game. So, yeah, a few less at-bats, a few times on the bench would be great. Or maybe some DH, let Shohei have a day off too. Rotate a little bit in there. Maybe Shohei could play left field. I don't know. Shohei makes the lineup just so much better. I was just rattling off just to the guys at work. Imagine a lineup: Mookie, Freddie, Shohei. I don't know what else to say. Doesn't steal the base anymore. Yeah, he doesn't. And that's fine. They're not a stealing base team. Freddie does need rest. They all need some rest. They're just not learning the lesson. I think the Braves, they pooped out, and they had a lot of guys play almost every game. I think that's a mistake. So I think just a day off, and it's not. It's like, no, it's a day off. You're not going to get up and pinch hit. You're not going to take any BP. You're just going to sit there, and we don't. Because how many games do the Dodgers need to win the division by? Right? We don't have any big stolen base threats. Yeah, we got one coming. Kendall George. That's 3-4 years away. Mookie could steal bases if he wanted to. He really isn't the hugest fast guy, but he's a really good base runner in general. Freddie loved his doubles, loved his home run, or loved his stolen bases. My dream is to steal third. I really don't give a crap about that dream. Your dream should be winning more World Series. I know I'm being hypercritical. Yeah, Kendall George is just 90-grade speed. He's fast. It's crazy. DeLuca is really fast. Altman's really fast too, but DeLuca is faster. And it's just not the Dodger way to steal. I'd like to see more of it. I like stolen bases. I don't mind a bunt every once in a while, depending on the hitter, especially if it's Barnes. There's always situations. It's like, it's statistically, you know what? Just make the defense get an out. I like it. It's not all the time. Make something happen. Keep the defense on their toes. Just the threat of a bunt. just to get, make the third baseman play in. I feel like the Dodgers told Mookie to chill on stealing bases when they gave him that contract. Yeah, probably. Yeah. And, he's made up for it with his home runs. I mean, if you want to say 50 stolen bases or 39 home runs, I'll take the 39 home runs. And if you can sneak him into the third or fourth spot, he becomes that much more valuable. You just have to make sure there's still a good hitter behind him. A Will or a Freddie or something. Muncy, I don't know. Think of Muncy. I think Muncy will have a better year this year, batting average wise. I think third base is third base, but if he's DH, he'll do better too. Lux has speed. I'm just so nervous about Lux's leg, so I think they'll be careful with him. But yeah, let him put the ball down, keep the defense on their toes. I'm always a fan of that. It's like making the other side uncomfortable. Going, oh, could he lay one down? Do we just let it happen? I mean, I look at when Muncy's on third, man, I'm bunting. I'm laying some bunts down. Yep, DeLuca was a track star, and do not use his speed enough. No, we don't use him enough at all. Outstanding athlete, one of the better ones. And Doug McCain says it, and then you probably will never look at DeLuca the same again. Look at his face. It's Ronce. Just the face, not the body. The mustache. It looks like Ronce. You can't unsee it. So, sorry. Let's see, what time is it? How's my power? Because I'm trying a new connector thing, so maybe my power is still good. Still good. But I lost one of my cameras. I'm trying to fix some things. Lux has no business being spring training game in the 6th inning. Dave messed up. Yeah, but they were trying to get him work it short. I understand it. It just sucked. It was one of those things. It was like when Pedro Guerrero wrecked his ankle in 86 spring training. Bedtime. Yeah, it's getting about bedtime. I'm tired. Rough day today. Work was interesting, and I just labeled the franchise shortstop. But they're just, like I said, they're just trying to get him more playing time. Sucked. That was awful. Just, you hate to lose a year of a young, I think still a possible superstar. I really do think Lux has superstar talent. So I hate it. You hate losing that, and it breaks your heart. I about a week later, it was, I was in the locker room, and you see him over there with this big old brace, and it's just sad. Just sad. So we've gone a long time. How long has this one gone? Holy smokes, we're over 2 hours. All right. And my throat's about dead. So maybe we're almost at tomorrow. We're at tomorrow. I'm going to do one last Twitter check here. Let's do that. Let me get rid of these things that are probably causing my memory to overflow. Did anything happen? I didn't see any of my notifications. There's Eric. Oh, Eric and Ryan on that. Let's see here. Anything interesting? There's always interesting things, but is there anything? Was that Eric Gagne? Ooh. Okay. I don't see anything. Nothing exciting. I don't even see anything in this chat here. It's just Doyer's Dave. He's so good. Yeah. So nothing new. Maybe I wish my alarm would just go off when passing tweets. That would be really cool. All right, that's about. Let's see. Is that Royce Lewis? Oh, I hope not. Night. Yep. Night, guys. Night, all. Again, thank you, everybody. It amazes me the growth that we're experiencing, and it's thanks to the folks like you that are hardcore. I know that all that you are on this chat are hardcore baseball fans, and I really appreciate the banter. It's really good. As we get closer to certain goals, I am trying to think of a good giveaway that would be, first of all, kind of easy to deal with, but also something that you want. I don't know. We'll try to figure that out. But I appreciate you all. Keep rocking, keep rolling, keep working hard. Keep a great attitude, like our guy, Dan Invincible. Let's keep going, and let's keep moving forward. Go Dodgers. God bless. And Andrew Friedman, you're on the clock, my man. Go get him. Go get us, Shohei. Go get us, Yamamoto. Go get us. Bring them. Just bring them all home, without getting too much. Yep. Appreciate y'all. Thank you very much, and we shall. Hey, thanks, Cameron. We shall see you. Hopefully, with some news. I'll be near the microphone, but yeah, it'll be great. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you later. Adios, mi compadres.